Hello everyone, bombmagic.tw back in with another review. This is the Playfair 2nd edition decks from Kai Izumi and the Taiwan Playing Card Company. Suppose it is. Front of the box, and they come in blue, green, and black. The front of the box says Playfair for your private guests. Finest quality playing cards. You can see it has like a slight glossy embossing like the NPC impressions in white. This one actually has it in black, or maybe it's like a UV ink embossing, whatever you want to call it. Pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of black on black because from down here, and so before I pointed it out, it looked like a solid tuck case. You couldn't see it. But it is what it is. Onto the sides, it says playing cards. That same embossing texture. On the other side, it says Playfair, designed by Kai Izumi, or Kai Izumi, however you pronounce it. Printed by Taiwan Playing Card Company. Special thanks to Sora and Chippen Hong. Top says number 16. And then the bottom says Royal Finis. And in the back, you see the back design, which is very simple. It just says Playfair on white on a colored back and no seals. There was previously a red version which seems to be sold out, at least where I got these on bombmagic. They did seem to advertise it as a 2nd edition, but I don't think that it is a 2nd edition. I think they only printed one. There's some minor differences on the tuck cases, and also at the very least on the Ace of Spades, which I'll get into right away. Nothing on the flaps, just a fairly standard tuck case. Made by the same factory as Legends and Expert playing cards, obviously. You can see that you get a blank card. Maybe they're all blank. I haven't sold you the rest of the faces, have I? Anyways, no. You get a blank card. Just says Playfair on the back design, but it's nicely centered. You also get a double backer. There's a blue one. The Jokers, not a big fan. It just says Joker with a kind of a target in the center. And the other one's the same thing. I always felt that was kind of lame and really simple. But whatever. As a designer, if I was a designer and I was designing a deck of cards, I would not want to advertise that I designed that Joker. Or even that back design. I mean, but that's just me. The Ace of Spades says number 16 playing cards on top. Printed by Taiwan Playing Card Company on the bottom. And Playfair on the spade pip. The original one did not have all this writing. It was just a spade pip with Playfair, if I recall correctly. And I just looked at my video the other day. But I don't recall exactly 100%, but more or less that's what it is. The red one was originally on Kickstarter. I got it because I was curious as to the quality and whatnot, because they did not specify who the printer was. The printer, mean Taiwan Playing Card Company, aka Legends/Expert, who were adamant at not telling people who they were because they did not want people calling them up and asking for custom decks, but they just seem to have had a change of heart lately because they've been producing some decks. Number cards and court cards are standard USB-C style, with some greenish colors, I guess. Fairly straightforward. So that's the blue one. And the other ones are exactly the same, except black and green. Yay. I got them because, you know, I don't mind having different colors of decks, and I like having, you know, the complete set if possible. They handle very nicely. I'm not sure what the, actually I stand corrected. The finish is the Royal Finish. The stock is a decent stock. It's a nice finish. It handles very nicely. I would say, you know, give the Royal Finish a try if you haven't. That was on the original Casino Royale deck from Bomb Magic as well. It's not a bad finish, as you can see. And that is that. Overall, just a fairly straightforward deck. If I was going to review it, I'd probably give it... If I was going to give you a number, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. That'd probably be more than fair, because it is fairly straightforward with really simple jokers. But they do handle pretty nice, and I do like the colors. You can get these at bombmagic.tw in Taiwan. And I'm not sure if anyone else sells them, but they have them. They're not bad for a fairly standard deck that you can use for playing cards or doing magic. And that is that. Don't forget to check out collectibleplayingcards.com. Use the code VJOSE32 to save 10% on your comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with more.